In the land that called itself a beacon of freedom, fear became a prison. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, America was shaken and in its panic. It turned against its own people. Without trials, without evidence, over 120 Japanese Americans, full-thirds of them, US citizens, were labeled as threats simply because of their ancestry. Overnight, neighbors became suspects. They were forced to leave their homes, businesses, and lives behind. With only what they could carry, they were herded into camps surrounded by barbed wire, armed guards, and watchtowers. These were not enemy soldiers. They were farmers, teachers, shopkeepers. Children pledged allegiance to a country that had placed them in confinement. The government called them relocation centers. But make no mistake, these were prisons. Dust blew through the cracks of wooden barracks. Families slept on cots behind paper-thin walls. Privacy disappeared. Dignity was stripped away. In the heart of the American desert, freedom was buried under the weight of suspicion. And yet, from within the camps, many Japanese Americans still tried to prove their loyalty. Some volunteered to fight for the very country that had imprisoned them. The 442nd Regimental Combat Team, made up almost entirely of Japanese American soldiers, would become one of the most decorated units in US military history. Years later, the government would admit the truth. There had been no military necessity, only racism, hysteria, and failed leadership. But by then, the damage was done. Lives were shattered. Trust was broken. Generations grew up in the shadow of betrayal. The internment of Japanese Americans is a dark chapter written not with guns or bombs, but with fear, silence, and injustice. It reminds us that even democracies can falter and that the cost of ignoring conscience in times of crisis is paid in human lives.